And joining me for a look at economy's financial analyst Lionel Friedfeld. Good evening.
Good evening, Lucy.
Good to have you again.
Thank you.
So Credit Suisse and BNP are having some troubles with the United States.
Yeah, Credit Suisse is expected to pay $2 billion to the authority, to the federal government in the US, also to the authority that regulates the banks, because they are accused of tax evasion. Basically, you had Swiss bankers coming to the US illegally and having a US citizen as client in Switzerland, opening up as much as 22,000 accounts in Switzerland.
22,000 accounts.
Exactly, for $12 billion.
$12 billion.
Yeah, and it's not new because Credit Suisse already paid a fine to the Security Exchange Commission at the beginning of the year for 200 million. But this time, the Department of Justice wants Credit Suisse to plead guilty, and it is the big news.
So, this is the big news, but of course the blaming game will start. So who is blaming who?
Basically, the regulator in the US is blaming Credit Suisse and as well BNP Paribas. BNP Paribas, it's another story. They did business in Sudan and in Iran, and those countries were under international embargo. So the regulator wants BNP Paribas to pay, but also to plead guilty. Last week, the whole management of BNP Paribas, Jean-Laurent Bonnafé, the CEO, Jean Clarmont, the head of compliance, the head of strategic, went also to Washington to negotiate with the US.
So when you are doing business with Sudan and Iran when they have an embargo, who is the one who's at risk? Is it the customers or is it the banks?
It's the banks, because they did that through the U.S. Subsidiaries handling payment in U.S. dollars. That's why the U.S. government is involved into this transaction. And they don't want to remove the license of BNP Paribas, but they want to force them to plead guilty. The BNP already provisioned more than $1 billion, but the fine is going to be a few $1 billion. And it has a lot of impact on the economy because BNP is one of the largest banks in the world. And obviously, client will not trust any more bank that cheats.
So what about the clients that will stop trusting the banks?
The clients will have private client, the trust will be broken, expected to be broken. But the problem will be with institutional clients, with hedge funds, pension funds. If BNP is found to be guilty or pleading guilty, from compliance point of view, they will not work anymore with BNP Paribas, and BNP Paribas is going to have a harder time.
Definitely a harder time. You have to think twice before you deal with Sudan and Iran, I think they say.
Exactly.
Yes, Lionel Friedfeld, thank you very much.
Thank you, Matches.
And it sounds like something out of science fiction, but at the